somebody who's a Jew, they can, and if this person knows what their lineage is, 80% of the people who call themselves Jews are of what is known as the Ashkenazi sect.
Yeah, the Khazar Jews.
And it goes back to Ashkenaz. Now, the thing is, these are not Semites. The lineage of Gomer goes back to Japheth, and you extend it back to the beginning, and it's a parallel line that runs parallel to Seth. We have the Seth line that began after Abel was killed, and then eventually we get to Shem, and eventually ends up with Abraham and the Hebrews, and you got the whole holy line of Yahweh that eventually the Messiah was born out of through David and the tribe of Judah. But this whole Gomer thing and the Ashkenazi, they are not Semites. And you have people running Israel today who are claiming to be Semites, and they say, look, if you don't like what we're doing, you're anti-Semitic.
Yeah, I get that all the time. You're anti-Semitic. Oh, I'm Jewish.
No,
I'm not anti-Semitic.
The Palestinians are Semitic. The Iranians are Semitic. The Iraqis are Semitic. These are all that can be traced back to the sons of Shem. And this is one of the reasons why this war that we're picking with them over there, we're going to lose, because we know who's running this country right now. It's really, when you get right down to it, it's the Edomite Jews, which can translate back to the Ashkenazi. And we're going to lose because we're going up against Shemites. And God's not going to allow this type of thing to go on, to allow these people to carry on their warfare too much further than what's going to happen, as we know from prophecy. And unfortunately, here in North America, we're going to take the brunt of the retaliation and the judgment that's coming down on us, as you so eloquently write about on your website, that, God can't support this country right now because we're doing everything wrong.
No, we've turned our backs on him. His judgment's on this nation, not his blessings.
Yep.
And it's already happening.
Right.
It's like I said, that the noose is hanging. They're just waiting for the next to stick in it.
Yep.
We're done. We're done for.
Oh, that's a foregone conclusion at this point.
Yeah, and I hate this agenda going on now, where people are saying that there's an exodus and a riot to Jerusalem right now for the Jews to return to Jerusalem. He's not leading his people back there.
No.
And that's the biggest fake thing, because why? It's an Illuminati agenda for some reason to get them to return to Israel. It's not the Lord's.
Right.
He's not leading anybody there.
No.
He's telling them to leave.
Exactly.
And so you get on the message boards with these false prophecies about, and all these people saying they're heading to Jerusalem, and it's like, no, he's not that.
Well, it's like you point out, where if you ask 9 out of 10 people, or maybe even 10 out of 10 people, what's the first thing that comes to their mind when you mention the term Israel or ancient Israel concerning the tribes of Israel? Everybody thinks that every one of those tribes were Jewish, and that's not the case. Yeah. And,
there's a good website out there. I think it's JewsAgainstZionism.com.
Right.
And it's where the Messianic Jews are totally against the Jews running. I've always said Zionism is not a religion; it's a political agenda.
Right. Exactly.
And when the church hears the word Zion and Zionism,
right,
they feel patriotic over protecting the little people.
Right.
And it has nothing to do with that. They're so fooled by terminology.
Yep.
Just like Patriot Act, there's nothing patriotic about the Patriot Act. It's going to enslave, and it gives them all legal authority to kill the patriots.
Right.
And protecting the patriots of this country.
Nope.
And so they use terminology to confuse people.
Exactly.
And that's what's going on today, and a lot of false prophecies going out. The Jesuits working overtime to build the Joel's army, because the Sananda is coming, Jesus is coming.
Yeah.
And you have this whole third wave beast prophet thing going now. We're building Joel's army.
Right.
And there's just so much crap going on, and that's why I'm just telling people.
It's unbelievable.
Listen for the Lord. If he's telling you to go to the hills, go.
One other quick note on the Ashkenazi. I read a piece by a person who's a Sephardic Jew, and the Sephardics, they can be traced back to the tribe of Judah, so they're real Jews. But unfortunately, they're a tremendous minority over in Israel.
Oh, of course, yeah.
And they're second-class citizens. They can't own property, and they can't marry an Ashkenazi Jew, and if they do, it's like an interracial thing that happened in this country where, people would just castigate them. One other quick note on the term Ashkenazi. The way the term is spelled, the last 4 letters of Ashkenazi is N-A-Z-I. And our buddy Hitler and all those people over in the Third Reich, they were known as Nazis.
Yeah, and we know that he had Jewish. Wasn't his grandmother was Jewish?
Yep. They were Ashkenaz. Well, as a matter of fact, it's come out recently that Hitler actually was a sleeper child in the Illuminati and actually had lineage to the Rothschild dynasty.
Yeah. Okay, I've heard that one too.
So, but when they said they were Nazis, they were identifying themselves, and the true Jews were the ones who were killed over in Europe. And
yeah, it was these Ashkenazi Jews who killed off the true Torah-believing Jews.
Exactly.
And that's what I've been stating all along. Is it was a war against them.
Yep. To
get rid of the Torah-believing, so that when Israel was established, we know the Rothschilds is Israel.
Yep.
That it would be the Ashkenazi Jews in charge.
Right.
And we do know that there is a branch of real Israelite Jews over there as well.
Yes.
Real Israelites over there, but they're outnumbered 2-1.
And they're being persecuted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're outnumbered 2-1, but the Lord will protect them. Talks about how the Lord, when He returns and sets His feet on Mount Olive, it cracks in half, and the real Jews know to flee into the mountain, in the crack.
That's right.
And they also know that when they see the abomination of desolation taking place, they head to Petra.
Right.
And so there is a real believing remnant over there, but they're just totally outnumbered 2-1. Their voice is hardly ever heard. It's drowned out by the Zionists and the ones in power over there. And right now, I have heard that Christians are under persecution in Jerusalem.
Right.
You're not hearing about it in the news, but I've heard it from people online that have been there, that were going to go and were told by their family members not to come.
Right.
Because of Christian persecution in Jerusalem right now. And that's going to be coming to the United States. This is going to be the last bastion on earth. Everything else is all under control. Right. Everyone's always waiting on the United States. Because this is going to be their biggest push, because they've got so many millions that they're going to have to cart off in these camps. And I just listed all of these holding tanks and camps on my site at SherryTalkRadio. Of all the FEMA facilities and the holding camps that they have and death facilities.
Right.
Yep, our government had started back during Reagan and Rex 84 with Oliver North. Everybody thought was this great patriot, please.
Yeah.
They were planning our deaths back then, and now we've seen the fruits of all that work from the Reagan era.
Right.
We've got all these holding tanks and death facilities.
Right.
They're ready to go with the war on the saints.
Oh, yes, definitely. One other quick identifying sign of what really is going on in Israel over there is their flag. Everybody thinks it's the Star of David that's on that flag, but it's not the Star of David. It's the Star of Remphan, which goes back to ancient Babylon mysticism. And as a matter of fact, the Stephen, who was martyred, and that you read about in the book of Acts, that's one of the things that he pointed out to the people as he was giving his sermon there that got him stoned. Was he says, you people are not interested in obeying Yahweh, you're interested in serving the Star of Remphan as your idol. And when you do a search on the internet about the Star of Remphan, guess what comes up? The six-pointed star.
Yeah, it's a pentagram.
It has nothing to do with David. Anyway, I got to let you go.
All right, thanks for calling
in. Appreciate it. You're welcome.
Folks, we're going to wrap it up for this week. Give me some feedback. Should I go 2 hours or go back to 1 hour? Give me some feedback. Enjoy listening to you. We'll be back next week, 8 o'clock, 8 to 10. God bless to you all.
Some would make him king, others couldn't stand for that. The cross was a solution, but he rose again. Wise men follow him, but he rose again. Wise men follow him. Thank God for the renegade and the lions they lead. Lord knows where we'd be. When it comes to heroes, renegades find.